The very first night that I was in jail, I literally my pants.
Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time for Last Orders at Love After Lockup, the TV show that proves that love hurts.
Love you.
Also on today's show, the amazing Julien's cat falls down the stairs.
It would mean a lot to me if you can make it.
Then the comedic Christine wows the audience. Daniel has been released and totally wants to marry Bianca.
I'm not ready to get married yet, no.
Boozy Bianca tells Daniel how she wants it.
Sweaty and gross.
And stop the music and pause the video. The monumental occasion has arrived. So join with me now as we see Shonta finally looking at the camera. Oh yes, and those baby scan pictures. I'll be having a right old hang on a second about that later on. So, all that and more on today's show.
Because who are you?
Good day, bienvenue and ni hao. A warm autumnal welcome to the channel. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people, and a jar of elvish honey to the members of the Lukan Manor. Today's episode may be a little bit shorter than usual. It's been a busy old week. So, my delightful McMuffin, it's the end of the season and we'll be wrapping up everyone's stories into nice neat little packages. Not a Troy-sized budgie smuggler package, of course. More of a sort of a Julien package, where we pull up our socks and straighten our ties. But, still manage to be missing something. Now it's time for King of the Hill. That's right, it's my least favourite character, Bianca. Boo! And Daniel, run! And in keeping with the comedic theme of the episode, Daniel's mum is chucking some one-liners about too.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, I don't get it. 1 minute remaining? I'm sure 1,000,001 shows and films have used that phrase. But Bianca was powerless to escape that awkward moment with mum, especially when someone is giving you an elbow and demanding you notice their shit joke. You kind of have to make some sort of approving noise in that situation, don't you? Option 1. Smile and jangle some keys to distract them. Like, yeah, ooh, I like your dress. Oh, thank you, I wasn't sure what to wear, but blah blah blah, threw this thing on, blah blah blah, and there you go. Avoid it, but whatever you do, don't do option 2. Pretend you get the joke and encourage them.
1 minute remaining.
See, she's got no idea what the hell they're referencing either. It's like saying, let's get into it, or and with that said, and you'd be like, yeah, that could be pretty much like 99% of YouTubers. But she's now made the mistake of joining in. And with nowhere else to run, she's going to have to embrace it and hope for the best. And after a short wait, the Daniel appears from prison. And Bianca whips out her arts and crafts. Oh my god, can you imagine? You're leaving prison in front of all your tough mates, and this is waving a homework at you. You'd be like, yeah, sorry, I've got my keys and wallet. I'll be back, in a second. But he doesn't actually leave and does actually try to eat her face.
Okay.
Mum and Dad are thrilled at having to watch Daniel give CPR to Coraline, but it seems that Daniel might have been a very good boy when he was inside, because when he left, the staff sprayed him with glitter. Oh, well, that's his story.
He's a murderer. Yeah.
They sent me off. Warm welcome.
Well, those prisoners and their warm welcomes.
Look at the blood.
Then one of my favourite Lalu moments happens, and I haven't stopped laughing since.
Love you.
Let's do it one more time.
Love you.
I love Daniel's mum. And then we get a bit of Daniel lore. His father was an addict too.
My biological father had a lot of conflict within himself.
Yes, indeed, difficult choices. Should he be a family man? Or stick it out with Mario and that plumbing gig? Times have been hard for Luigi, After all that business with rehab and the string of mistresses.
He manifested an addiction.
Manifesting an addiction? Well, did he put little pictures of crack on his wall and say to himself, one day, Luigi, one day? Also, I love how the baby and the dad have the same haircut. But just before he goes, Daniel gives us a perspective we suspected all along.
I asked her to marry me because I was afraid to lose her.
Next up, if someone on this show was to speak some rational truth and demonstrate the ability to understand what a child needs from a step or new parent, who do you think it would be? The amazing Julien? The soon-to-be incarcerated Letitia? Well, This week, the amazing mind magic comes straight from Amy and Troy. And it was Troy. Oh, I know, Troy. Who'd have thought it? And what the hell was so damn amazing? Well, it was this.
You build your own relationship with her as you see fit. You don't gotta call her mommy or no like that.
See, finally, someone who lets the child define and control their role in the family. None of this, here's your new daddy or mummy business. Like Amy, for example. She lets her son develop a meaningful relationship with somebody she respects so much she cheated on him, and leaves him every time a challenge pops up. Yeah, way to model good behaviour there, diarrhea. It's great to see somebody say, why don't we just let the relationship develop organically? Good man, Troy. Next we're off to see is Shonta and Troy. You know, I've been calling her a Shonta all season. Not that it particularly matters, of course. She's just a lying, manipulating boo, so I'm not really too bothered. So what are they up to today? Well, they're meeting True's new house arrest buddies. And I think they should put this next line on a t-shirt.
I don't do people, I don't do bitches, and I don't do nobody. I barely gonna do him. Next question.
Yeah, I'm like that before my first cup of coffee too. But all right, enough. I just can't wait any longer. See this, Shonta? She says this at the end.
Me and True are no longer expecting. They kind of just tell me that they can't find a heartbeat for either baby.
Hang on a motherfucking second. I knew something was wrong. She kept slipping up. For example, the single tense, not plural, on heartbeats. And that she was
More worried about True going to jail than I am being a consistent father.
and all that blatant avoiding of the scan in that episode. So I had a feeling the answer lay in the baby scan she shows in episode 6. So I went to grab a screenshot, then used the most advanced technology known to man, and googled the phrase, pregnancy scan of twins. Scrolled down a page or so, and there it is. A stock image from 6 years ago. Could I be wrong? Could it just be a 1 in a multi-billion chance that her baby's posted exactly the same way as a popular stock image? She didn't even bother downloading it. It's just a picture of a screen. Look, you can see the reflection of a window over here. So could it be that coincidence? Or is it... In my opinion, it's all just totally fabricated, manipulative rubbish of the highest filth. I'd like to know if the other baby daddies had the same issue. Are there other baby daddies who were shown a scan and now pay for kids that aren't theirs? How deep does it go? We know she lied about mortgages, as she rented 2 places. But you may be saying, hold on to your trousers there, Lukan. What a horrible thing to say. You're doubting the authenticity of a woman in mourning for the loss of her angel children? Well, yes, I bloody well am. I'll go ahead and say it too. I think Shonta lied her stupid arse off and is a completely soulless, penniless, disgusting loser who uses one of the most ultimate traumas to hold on to a man who is repulsed by the idea of having sex with her. If I'm wrong, and it is just some wild coincidence, I'll apologise, delete all my negative posts and be very, very humbled. What the hell? I'll donate $1,000 to charity. So the challenge goes directly out to Shonta. If I'm wrong, and you aren't the biggest liar since Mocha Blast, post the original picture somewhere. Simple as that. Now, please go enjoy your Sunday. Now then, stay tuned, because later in the video we've got that stand-up from Christine. No, I can't wait, but before that it's time for a quick ad break. If you'd like to support this channel, please watch as much of the adverts as you can. It helps in a bunch of ways. So skip to support the channel, and I'll see you very soon. Welcome back, and a huge thanks for staying tuned to the Lawd Lukan channel. And no more waiting. We're gonna grab some refreshments and chuck some popcorn at the guy a couple of rows up as we admire some more amazing Julien and Christine. And Christine is always known that she'll be the next Carling.
I've always been the funniest person in the room. I got voted funniest in my class like 4 years in a row.
Oh, she's hyping herself up here. I'm expecting big things.
Let's give a warm welcome for Chris 50. All right.
So to begin with, she disarms the crowd with an ironic little personal intro about how she doesn't look like your average prisoner.
You can probably tell by looking at me, I'm all covered in tattoos, and I do give off that kind of street vibe, if I do say so myself.
That, I imagine, would actually land in prison. A blank, i.e. someone without ink, saying, "Ooh, look at me, I'm a big criminal," does actually amuse people in that environment. Granted, it's an environment where the collective intelligent may not be powerful enough to light a light bulb, that little standby light bulb, but sarcasm and irony isn't lost on them. I once met a guy in a prison library who was hitting himself in the face with a book. "That's an interesting reading style you have there," I said. He thought that was hilarious. So every time I saw him, he'd hit himself in the face with something, and I would say, That's an interesting way to do whatever it is that he was doing, and he would laugh hysterically every time. I would laugh awkwardly every time. And the irony of someone who looks like me saying, yeah, I'm here for murder, would always get a laugh. Outside, not so much. Particularly when you look like an extra from Prisoner's Cell Block H. The orange jumpsuit, I'm guessing, was a bit of a Gitmo type reference. Now, to judge the audience temperature, we're going to use this lady with a cute little sort of pixie ears. Currently, she's smiling. So we're doing well. Now time for joke 2. I think this bit's a joke, or it might be sort of the setup for the one. Let's see.
Because when I went in there, my charges were bank robbery.
Bank robbery. Always hilarious. Well, if you're true and run past your own getaway car and get tased 2 blocks later, well, that's pretty funny. Of course, the bank was a bit more of a KSC, but hey, his babies weren't real either. So who cares? Christine gets called on her morality.
That's stealing.
It is definitely stealing, sir. It is definitely stealing.
Oh dear. One thing to remember about a normie audience, they don't take kindly to people robbing their money and moaning about getting caught. Who would have thought? And this sets the pace for the rest of her bit. Rando normie guy now knows he can derail her, and her admitting she was wrong was a bad move. How could she have done any better? Well, how about, make a joke out of it? Maybe make him feel silly so he doesn't do it again. Like those comedians do, when they're on stage. For example, he says, "That's stealing." She could say, "Yeah, well done, Einstein, for working that one out. Yeah, good job." And own the fact you're a convict. Or you could say, actually, it's called corporate finance acquisition. The government have been doing it for years. Whichever way she'd go, she should remember. Never apologise and never explain. Next she goes for a nice, gentle, relatable gag.
The very first night that I was in jail, I literally my pants.
That's a good story.
The fact he said,
That's a good story.
totally made that joke. See, that's how you do irony. But then, rando normie gets big heckle points from me.
People ask me what my charges were. I always say,
I love that. Julien, by the looks of it. Julien, you're not supposed to be laughing at that mean heckler. Anyways, I hope this doesn't put her off her track. Go on, Christine, you can do it. Tell us more about pooping yourself. I think she's losing them. Quick, check in with Judgy Pixie Lady. Oh dear, I think she's losing them. Even her workmate seems to have passed out from second-hand embarrassment. But you, my dear viewer, you don't escape that easily. This next one's a doozy.
They always go, "You robbed a bank?" And I go, "No, I robbed 6 banks."
Yeah, I love how proud she was of that joke though. That Julien tries to give her a bit of support from the crowd.
Yes.
Not really sure in what kind of a way, just sort of confirming the fact that she was telling the truth, really. While blonde lady gives her friend the look, and I think Judgy Pixie Lady has been placed in a medically induced coma. If she'd have come out with this kind of vulnerability in the beginning, the stereotypical prisoner gag would have come across a little bit better, and that guy wouldn't have been so quick to heckle. But as it stands, she's managed to capsize her own gig, that she uses some nasty words.
Who would do such horrible things?
No, I'm gonna cry. No.
Yeah, you horrible man. So anyway, poor old Julien has the task of mopping up this little disaster area.
You guys
I think he looks like Dr. Dubrow here. Then the next day, Christine is philosophical about it all.
I was so mad for a minute at that guy. I was like, that guy right in the face.
So did I.
Yeah, you were really mad at him and that totally not funny thing that he said. But that is all from these two this season. Julien is getting another job, and Christine is making a comedy comeback. Will we see them in Life After Lockup? Not in the next season. People who are coming back in the next season of Life After Lockup. Joey and Kim? Why? Letitia will probably be in jail. Oh well. Despair and Arthur broke up. And now Arthur is awaiting trial for a long old stretch. Amy and Troy will be back, and hopefully bringing Karen along too. Shonta and True, they probably won't be back either. But I would put a question mark after True. I think he proved to be quite a popular character. And of course, Bianca and Daniel will grace your screens again too. Plus, we've got the Millses, Vanilla Tenny, and much, much more. So please come and join us for all that. Right then, that's all from me today. One last item of business, and it's the wholesome bit. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a delight to amuse you. Please go ahead and like and share this video, or try out one of these little beauties. And until we meet again, stay beautiful, love to my 3, and you take care of yourself.
Please subscribe now for our play. Thank you.